How could he say something like that? He's body shaming me. Cancel Matt Rife. Bitch, you can't cancel me. I'm not your gym membership.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new episode of Does It Deserve It? If you're new here, this is the show where I cover heavily praised or hated people, trends, things, and videos on TikTok, and I ask the ever-present question, does it deserve it? In today's episode, we're talking about someone very interesting. An aspiring comedian who's very not good at it, Matt Rife. We're talking about Matt Rife today. Now, a little bit of history about how I know Matt Rife. I knew him when he was on the Nick Cannon show Wildin' Out, and he really didn't make an impression on me, considering how many great comedians and rappers and battle rappers were on there. He didn't do it for me. At that point in his life, he was mostly viral for the Zendaya clip that happened when Zendaya was doing like a try not to laugh, try not to spit out the water challenge on Wildin' Out, and then Matt Rife like grabbed her face or something like that. I don't know, it was weird. But apart from that, I hadn't really heard much about him since until he started doing comedy and got a TikTok account to promote his comedy. It's interesting. It's not good. It's not really that good. Now, something I will give him, the way that he works with a crowd can be funny, and it can bring an entertaining moment. And sometimes he can be very respectful to those in the crowd. But his regular jokes just don't land, like, at all. It's not even that I'm offended by his comedy or anything or whatever the things he says. He's just not funny in terms of, like, a structured sense, you know? He can't do structured jokes well. Bottom line, okay? Now, Matt Rife seems to be in a bit of controversy over his comedy special, Natural Selection, which I've actually never seen. And I'll put a bit of a trigger warning here for talks of domestic violence and abuse. Matt Rife in the special quite literally makes a joke about abuse, so if you're not comfortable with the subject, please feel free to scroll away from this video. The controversy in question deals with Matt's very first joke in this comedy special, where him and a friend apparently go to a restaurant and the woman serving them has a black eye, and then he jokes that she should be put back in the kitchen. Listen, I only saw the joke once. It wasn't a good joke. Let's not act like it's a good joke, okay? Now, obviously, that joke did not gel well with domestic violence victims and abuse victims, so they got pissed, rightfully so. And Mr. Matt Rife, upon hearing all of these complaints about his special and how terrible the jokes were in it, he did the most respectful thing he could have possibly done. He blamed it all on cancel culture. It didn't really help that he decided to feature on Jordan Peterson's podcast, you know, the guy who I'm ashamed to share a name with. And if you thought that he couldn't dig a deeper hole for himself by featuring on Jordan Peterson's podcast, Matt Rife started beef with a 6-year-old. This is Bunny Hedaya, a TikToker with over 2.3 million followers, and her son, who is 6 years old, is a very big fan of space. Now, her son had stitched a video that Matt Rife had made where Matt had said, just because Jupiter has a ring and you don't, doesn't mean yada yada yada. He said something about that. Her son made a video saying, actually, Saturn is the one that has the rings, and you're mean to girls. And then he walked away. Matt then decided to comment on that post without a shred of self-awareness and say, Jupiter does have a ring, and Santa's not real. Your mom buys you gifts with her OnlyFans. Now, a lot is working against Matt Rife here. It's not looking good for him. I'm just going to say that right now. But I wouldn't feel completely right without at least giving him a fair shot. I don't feel right giving him a verdict without at least checking out his comedy special. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I haven't seen his comedy special, Natural Selection, yet. So I'm going to take an hour, sit down, watch it, and then I'll give you my thoughts. So, let's get into it. All right, got it pulled up. I'll review it once I'm done. Okay, so he did the abuse joke 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the special. You can already tell this is going to be a good start.
Has nothing to do with the stars, man. Just because Jupiter has a ring and you don't, doesn't mean...
Okay, funny thing about this, he is technically correct that Jupiter does have a ring, but a lot like his jokes, It's not really worth mentioning. Okay, I promise I'll actually watch the whole thing now. I'll be back in a second. I've just realized Matt Rife has the same exact formula for every single one of his jokes. He has the same exact formula if he's not working with a crowd. He'll come up with some long-winded setup that, like, about religion, astrology girls apparently in this, or old people that he's talked about. I don't know. He'll come up with some long-winded setup for this joke, and then it's like he has 5 punchlines for this joke that he could make. None of them are good, but he does all 5 of them anyway to try and see if one of them will land. That's exactly what I'm getting from this special. I am 20 minutes in, and I feel like I've been watching for over 5 hours. This is awful. All right, I'm back. It's about what I expected, really. It wasn't good. I mean, I gave it a fair shot. That's all I can say. There were a lot of things I wanted to point out that do not currently resonate with his recent behaviors, such as the fact that he said this.
You're never gonna hurt my feelings.
And subsequently got his feelings hurt when a 6-year-old proceeded to call him out, not even on his name, just called him out. And he got his feelings so hurt that he felt the need to insult this kid, tell him that Santa was not real, and insult his mother. The special was really nothing special, but towards the end of it, he kept going on and on about the internet and Twitter specifically and cancel culture and whatever. And he kept talking about how the internet is a very toxic place and how everyone on the internet loves to jump on things that have nothing to do with them, which it's the internet. Everything has everything to do with everyone. So he also loves to bring up the fact that everyone on the internet is so negative because they have so much negativity within themselves that they have to put onto somebody else. And to an extent, that is very true. But you are not exempt from that at all, Matt. So why the hell are you talking like you're above these people? He goes on and on about how the internet is negative and how he hates the internet and stuff like that, when he doesn't contribute any positivity whatsoever. And he tried to make like this big inspirational speech at the end of the special saying, I do what I do because I think it's funny and I love doing what I do. That's fine. You can think it's funny. I don't personally think it's funny, but you know, if you think it's funny, go for it. You will find an audience where you are. But don't talk about people on the internet bringing people down to build themselves up and say that you're not doing that when you are absolutely doing that. You're no better than anyone else on the internet. You are no better than them, dude. But to give a basic review of the special, I didn't like it. It wasn't funny. It had no impact on me. He is so focused on offending people that he doesn't know what comedy is actually supposed to be about. And he's not as self-aware as he thinks he is. So do I think Matt Rife deserves the hate that he's been getting for the domestic violence joke, him beefing with a 6-year-old, and any joke that he's ever told in his life? I'd say so. I'd say so. But it's to the point where I'm just not even impressed. I'm not even impressed enough to like hate on this guy. He's just boring. And Matt, if you're watching this video, just know I'm not trying to cancel you, bro. I'm just here doing my own thing. And I'm not saying that people should go hate on you either. I'm saying that the hate that you have been getting has been kind of warranted. I got to be honest here. I unfortunately did not like your special, but if you love doing what you do, I say keep doing it. Keep doing comedy, and I hope you understand that comedy is meant to make people laugh, not to make people offended and hurt by what you say. On top of that, I'm going to keep doing my own thing. And like you said, even if you don't like it, I'm going to keep doing it anyway. Because this is the kind of content that makes me happy. And this is the kind of content I love doing. And this is the kind of content that my fans love to see. And thank you so much for watching this brand new episode of Does It Deserve It? I'm going to work on the background situation a little more. But I hope the rest of you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. See ya.